Oh, hello. That's right. I'm making the blog. Do you get distracted easily? You find yourself looking off or your brain is spinning with multiple conversations. Do you have 19 tabs open across the top of your computer screen at the end of the day? Or ever walk into a room and forget why you're there? And other frustrating things like that. Especially, do you multitask in hopes that you can get more things done? If you answered yes to any of these questions, I'm excited for the information that I'm going to be sharing with you over the next two parts. Specifically focusing on, this is ADHD Awareness Month. And I thought it would be really important to just spend a little time sharing tools and options and opportunities for managing the ADHD in your brain, for being a leader and a co-conspirator together, to work together to help get things done instead of being polarized from each other and in constant struggle for who has the attention and who's in charge and who's the leader. Okay? The ideal is to be peacefully productive in my mind. Okay, sound good? Here we go. According to the science, ADHD is composed of three parts: genetics, environment, and neurological components. Now, since we have, to my awareness, not much control over our genetics, today we'll talk about our environment, and then next week we'll talk about neurological components and intrapersonal communication. Okay, so let's begin with your environment. Chances are, if you have already been diagnosed with ADHD, then your mental health professional has probably suggested these first few things that I'm going to go over with you. However, that being said, you may know them, but are you doing them? Because you'll hear me say over and over and over again, knowing is not doing. Knowing the word wet does not mean that you can actually drink it. Kind of get the idea. Okay, so your environment is the beginning of distraction. So clutter, and I know you've heard this. So what are you doing to minimizing or managing your clutter? Today we're speaking just about your work environment, just right here, but it applies to your whole home. It's hard to finish tasks when you're so easily distracted each time you walk into the room. So considering your workspace right here, number one, have a maximum of 3 work-related things in your workspace at a time. Maximum. So this means doing a little thinking before you sit down to set your stage, so to speak. So I have the Team Whisperer because I'm currently working with people on this certification. And so almost every day I'm needing this book. So it's in my workspace, as well as my note cards, because I'm also working on improving my Spanish. So when I need a little break, I'll look at those really quickly. And then my Post-it note, which I'll talk about in a moment. It's actually not one of the 3. It goes for the other section. And then my notepad, which is where all my thoughts and such go. Okay, so just that is right. That's it. Those are the 3 things. If I decide I want to change and work on something else, then I'll pull something out of those 3, remove them from my environment, and stick with just those 3 tasks. Okay, now going beyond that, there's your computer. So those 19 tabs that are open at the top must be managed. And the way that they can be is you can star them, or you can put them in folders, or you can close them, especially if they've been open for 5 days. And then what's funny about that is I only recently learned I don't really use much technology. Um, I use enough, let's put it that way. Anyhow, someone introduced me to something for Google Chrome, which I use, called Workona Spaces and what's it called? Workona Spaces and Tab Manager. So that's all one word, Workona, Workona Spaces and Tab Manager. I'm a little scruffy today. Wonderful stuff. Check it out, but not now. Stay focused. Stay with me. Okay, so that's how you manage those tabs. And then turning off all notifications. Where's my phone? So my phone isn't in my space. I was just going to show you. Turn off the notifications on your darn phone. Put it on silent and then put it out of arm's reach, face down. Unless you're expecting something extremely important to be notified about, you don't need the darn phone right there. Also turn the notifications off on your computer screen. It only takes a moment to turn these things off, and only takes a moment to turn these things back on again. Stop allowing distractions, okay? And then that's where my little sticky note comes in handy. So if I'm realizing that I want to remember something, like turn my notifications back on, then I'll write that and I'll put the little sticky somewhere. So when I'm done with this task, then I can do that. And it's a way for your brain to know that that is being handled, it's being managed, and you don't need to be reminded over and over again like an errant child going, mom, 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 mommy, mommy, mommy. Okay, so it's like, shh, and we'll talk more about that again next week. Okay, so closing your tabs, closing your notifications, having a maximum of 3 tabs open, a maximum of 3 pieces of work readily available. And my work, I'm right-handed, so my work stuff is on my right side. Okay, so I think you know that. Keep the clutter, keep your space more pristine, minimize your distractions, and come with everything you need already ready. Have your environment set. The stage is perfect, so you'll have less distractions as your brain tells you, ooh, we're thirsty, we need some water, right? And so then there's some other things to consider, like, ooh, my lips get dry. Oh, okay, I've got my lip gloss. And ooh, I get hot, so I have my hair clip, hair up, hair down, hair up, hair down. Ooh, but the air conditioner makes my nose cold and makes my nose run and my fingers cold. So air conditioner on, off, right there. And then, is that all of the regular things? Oh, yeah. And then, of course, I like to use colored pens, so all of my pens. So put these things in the exact same spot every day. My lip gloss goes right there. My hair clip goes right there. The air conditioning right there in the exact same spot, because this isn't an OCD thing. It's not an obsessive compulsive disorder. This is a way for your ADHD brain to know that these things are taken care of because they're always in the same space. Creating consistency and reliability is what our brain wants. There are benefits to the way our brain works. The other one is massive focus. When it's time to focus, we really can get it done, and that's why we're good under the wire, and last minute kind of deadlines are really good for us. Okay, you ready for the new stuff? Our strongest sense is our olfactory sense, our sense of smell. It's the most primal, and again, like I said, predominant sense that we have. So get yourself a diffuser, and mine's beautiful, but you can get simple kinds. You can get these online that are just classic plastic white, and for as little as maybe $7, $8. And in the diffuser, so again, this is all before you sit down to work. Use some lavender. I use doTERRA essential oils. I'm a fan. There's other really good ones out there, because they're sourced properly. But basically, it's going in your diffuser. So just get started with some essential oils. Lavender is calming to the mind, so it helps keep the mind at more of an even keel. I also like to use mint. Mint is good for focus and good for staying kind of in work mode, so to speak. Any kind of mint, whichever one you like, peppermint, spearmint, any of them are good. And then I like to add a third, and this is totally optional. Some days I use vanilla. It's one of my favorite scents. It just puts me in a feel-good mood. And then I like clove for the same reason, and cinnamon. So mix up your aromatherapy and start it in the diffuser before you sit down. I like doing things in timers. So I have this visual timer that's 30 minutes. And at the end of the 30 minutes, I'll get up and stretch or whatever, I want to do. And sometimes I'm going to turn the timer back over, because you should never step away for longer than 30 minutes, ideally, unless there's a good reason for it. So you want to come back and get back to work. Okay, so your olfactory sense is really strong, and you can help your brain stay more focused by taking advantage of that sense. Okay, then the next one is sound. Sound vibrations kind of like massage our brain a little bit, and again, help it feel more relaxed, less hyper, and less stressed. So some good sounds are, I use Spotify, and so there's a list there that I have called Focus and Flow. It doesn't matter which platform that you use. If you just type in the search ADHD or Focus, you will find really good playlists that you'll enjoy, right? So put that music on softly, very softly in the background. Not so it's a distraction, but on that soft level, it is a distraction to your brain. And when it's distracted on other things, it's not bothering you. Are you with me on this? Okay. Good. So then the next thing that you can put in your search box for sounds is 432HZ. So HZ is sound vibrations, and they go all over the place, obviously. And there are many others besides this one's just my favorite. 432 helps with focus. So Google, put that on your list. Oh, there's my AI. I'm going to be speaking about that in a second. Well, I already did, but here's a perfect example of it. So my AI is reminding me to do something that I thought I would forget to do in just a moment without the reminder, the AI reminder. No, just coincidence that happened. Okay, so sound. So you've got your music playing, and I also have a bell when I find myself getting distracted, and I'll just sit in the moment until that vibration is completely finished, and then I'll just kind of shake it off and say thanks for sharing, which we'll talk more about next week. Okay, so you have setting the stage, you have everything ready, everything's in the right spot. Of course, you have your water, and once you have this set, it's easier to stay focused. All I can say is do it, trust me, have patience, give it more than one chance before you throw in the towel. And that gives you a week, and we can talk about it, right? So I'm not a mental health professional. I never claimed to be, but I am a mental health advocate. And I've been working with people for over 25 years to help manage the voices in their head, the interpersonal communication, through a process that I'm only one of a dozen people certified on the planet for, transformational meditation. I would love to help you get in there and get some really good work done and get some focus. So in the meantime, between today with all of these things to practice and next week with some new tools that I'll be sharing with you, please subscribe, like, follow, share. And questions light me up. So hop on my calendar. Let's have a quick chat. And I can help you pick just 3 things that can improve your personal environment, right? What your brain is asking for. It'll be tons of fun. Take less than 30 minutes. So hop on my calendar. The way to do so is below. Again, I'm Elle Graniel, founder of Truespeak, author of 3 internationally best-selling books, one of them, The Team Whisperer. And until we meet next week, stay happy and healthy, my friends. Keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart.